Hello Facebook. It's a sunny weekend here in Kent, and I thought I'd post a couple more of my short poems. The first one is called Beeches, and as with the last ones I posted, there's a bit of a backstory. I've always had a soft spot for beech trees. This began in early childhood after we moved from my hometown, Grays in Essex, to a rented flat on the top floor of a big old house in Kenley, a few miles south of Croydon. On one side of the house, a track led down to allotments and a paddock with a horse, where I persuaded my mum as often as I could to take me down to feed it. And on the other, a beech wood stretched up the hill, and it was here that my cousin, who was 10 years older than me, and pretty much a hero when I was 6, showed me how to gather the little beech nuts and crack open the husks to show the tasty kernels inside. A few years later, we'd moved to West Drayton on the western fringes of London, and Sunday outings would usually be either visiting my grandparents in Grays once or twice a month, or afternoon trips out in the car, sometimes in winter to London Airport, where Mum and Dad would indulge my plane spotting hobby from the public viewing area on the terminal roof, and in summer often to Burnham Beeches, a wonderful country park which is about half an hour's drive into Buckinghamshire, where walks through the woods would be the thing to do. So when in '97 I came to view the property I would eventually buy, this house I'm in, my mind was already made up by the welcoming feeling in the house that I was coming home. But the icing on the cake was the sight of the wonderful beech tree in the back garden in full summer leaf. This poem is a tribute to that tree. Beeches. My garden contains 2 stands of beech. The first, the eldest, rises tall behind the house, a solitary sentinel to shade the mossy lawn on summer days. The other, younger, behind azaleas and pear, above a bluebell floor, arm in arm a hedge of 12 to mark the eastern bounds and guide the traveller home. Some years, when need arrived, pollarding was introduced, and still the beeches tightly rise, while lesser growths around subside, but all are one, and all conspire to let my garden thrive. The second poem describes a Sunday afternoon with friends on the 25th of April 1999, about 18 months after I moved into the house. It's called, with a nod to Mary Poppins and the knowledge that you can't copyright a title, Let's Go Fly a Kite. There was Sally and Nick and Griff and Elaine. There was Jean and Rhiannon and me. Full of my signature Chicken St. George, just 7 old friends from towns far and near. Warmed to the soul by Griff's barley wine, we put on our jackets and gloves and set off with our kites and our frisbee and cheer. Strolling east from my house along Warm Lake Road on a '99 spring afternoon, with a hum on our lips and a sway in our step, the memorial playing field our goal that day. No cars on the road to hinder our path, no Sunday horse riders in jodhpurs and boots, our singular purpose to play. The playground was open, our joy unconfined, no children to spoil our games. Sally was bravest, she slid down the slide, while Jean and Elaine and Rhiannon swung high. Griff with his cane relaxed by the fence, Nick and I threw the frisbee a while, then made the kites ready to fly. We flew, how we flew, and when we had flown, an old football was found in the field. We played the glad hour till chill took its toll, and weary we gathered our jackets and went, heading in anticipation back home to sandwiches, tea and slices of cake, one day in April, well spent. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.